Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We have some 3 classes left now for this year for Upanishad. So I thought instead of starting Chandogya or Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, let's go over some of the other Upanishads. We can just touch base on some central or core ideas about those Upanishads. So Shvetaashvatara Upanishad, some say that 10 are definitely major Upanishads, which we are going to cover, but some say 11 Upanishads are major and Shvetaashvatara is part of that. Some say 12, some 13. Total number is 256 plus Upanishads. Out of those, 108 are definitely major Upanishads. So let's touch base on Shvetaashvatara Upanishad. It is part of Krishna Yajurveda. 6 adhyayas. In first adhyaya, it's the how the world is created, the root cause of all this creation. So, very importantly, what is mentioned here is because such subject is of Brahma, Brahma cannot be said, cannot be described, so it can only be experienced. So it focuses more on doing dhyana and having personal experience. And then only we can know about what it is. What is the root cause of this universe? What is Brahma? How it operates? And what is this all Jagat and Maya is? So basically, walk on your own path with some guidance. And guidance is Upanishad and Guru. So let's look at some of that.
Shivaki, I thought the root cause of creation was not
We don't know.
right. So, but you mentioned now that it explains.
So we can experience that. But that experience cannot be put into words. And that's why nobody knows exactly why this world is created.
Unless you experience it.
Unless you experience it. And that experience is the closest what Rishis have said is this is dream of Paramatma. Paramatma thought of a dream, and that dream is this world. But why he, or not he or she, why Paramatma has this dream? What is why? Right? Basic fundamental question. When we see dream, we know why. There are certain events happening in our life, certain memory. All those collaborate into a dream. And a dream appears. And we know that process. We sleep, and in that sleep, we see something. And that we call it dream. So if this world is dream of Paramatma, then what it is? Right? It feels real. Everything feels real. If we slap somebody, we know for sure that it is real, right? So this reality, even if it is dream or swapna, it is so real. So why it is and what it is? Science tries to explain it with quantum interactions, that everything at quantum level is above the dimensions that we can experience. Let's say quantum entanglement or all the quantum interactions happening at that level. But the gross effect is what we are. So that reality, what reality is, we cannot explain yet.
But there is some reason, not just Paramatma's entertainment.
Right. That is the closest we can think of. But when we experience really what is Paramatma, what is Parabrahma, what is Brahma, and why this is, that why we know in Samadhi, but we cannot describe that in the words.
Okay.
It's like everything is there, but why it has to be like this? Why it has to be a dream? Why is not something else? We cannot explain that.
What is Krishna Yajurveda?
So Yajurveda we all know, right? It's one of the Vedas. But it has two different branches. It is said that there are many branches. Different branches meaning the arrangement of mantras in such a way, a pattern, the adhyayas or the suktas, they are in a particular index. Some mantras are present in one particular branch, but it is not present in a different branch. So it's like different variations, but those variations are like maybe 10% or 20%, but the core 80% or more still the same. So Yajurveda is Krishna and Shukla, two major shakha or branches, and this is part of Krishna Yajurveda. Now there are different stories why it is called Krishna and why Shukla and all that, but it is immaterial, so to speak, because the core idea remains the same. So from Shvetaashvatara Upanishad, okay, very importantly, one thing said here is Atma is not the cause of all this, because Atma is above whatever is happening around us. We feel joy, we feel sorrow, we feel pain, we feel joy, but that is not coming out of Atma. Atma is not the cause. Atma is just observer. Whatever is happening is the interaction of three gunas, three gunatmik Maya, and everything is attributed to karma phala. So this whole notion of how the karmas bind everyone, and then the Brahmagna Maharshi, they say that take the support of Dhyana Yoga, use it as a tool, and once you have that Brahma Atma Sakshatkar, then you'll know this whole thing. And one of the Rishis, name is not mentioned here, but his experience is mentioned here, that Rishi saw a cycle which has three circles. In these three circles there are 16 spokes, not even spoke, 16 end points. So on the outer circle there are 16 end points, and there are 50 spokes, 20 supporting spokes. It's like a zigzag, that kind of it's a mesh, and 6 divisions of 8, and one pasha, one controlling entity, and 3 different paths, 2 root causes, and 1 center. So these are all metaphorical, right? It cannot be the real cycle, something like this that we can see or we can envision. But this is what the Rishi experienced. This is his words, what he could see and he described. So it could be that the cycle is like this world. World is the cycle, a chakra that keeps happening from surjan to sustainment and to vinash. So this chakra keeps going, and its outer circle, which is a nemi meaning its perimeter. So that means it has a boundary. There is a boundary of this world, and it has 3 circles, concentric circles, and they are three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. The 16 endpoints are 16 different phases or 16 different kala. In physics, phase is, meaning of that or interpretation of phase is different. It is angular disposition. But when we look at the Srishti, 16 kala or 16 phases could mean 16 dimensions. We know or we experience 4 dimensions, but there could be 16. Some say it's 10, meaning in the physics or some analysis, some scientists say that there are 10 dimensions, some say there are 11 dimensions. But for us, it's 16. There are 16 kala or 16 phases, meaning 16 dimensions. And 50 spoke. So spokes are various experiences we have, like hunger, thirst, ego. These are Shadripus, but there are more different experiences Atma can have once that Atma is bound by the body. So all the various expressions or experiences this body can have, those are 50 spokes. And there are 20 sub-spokes, which are 10 sensory organs, 5 subjects of those sensory organs, and 5 pranas, different pranas, pancha prana. So these are 20 sub-spokes. And there are 6 divisions of 8 groups. It's not clear here. And there are 3 different paths: dharma, adharma, and jnana or gnana, knowledge. Dharma meaning what is our natural tendency, that is dharma. What is not natural, what is done with intellect, what is done willfully, that is adharma. And what is done with the Brahma gnana, that is gnana. So 3 different margas. 2 nimittas, meaning the root cause, pap and punya. Now, what is pap or what is punya, that is also very much debatable. A punya for one entity could be papa for a different entity. So that is again bound by some social norms, some personal norms, family. There are many different rules or different conditions that apply to deciding whether what is done is a pap or punya. But these are the 2 root causes. Meaning every karma can be divided into these 2 different forms. Killing someone is sin. It's a bad karma. But killing an enemy in a battlefield is not pap, it's punya, meaning it is a good karma. That means whatever karma we do, it's kind of a mixer of pap and punya. It cannot be 100% pap or it cannot be 100% punya, according to Bhagavad Gita. Everything is a mixture of this. So ultimately what affects us is what decides our next step. Meaning whatever karma we do, whether it affects us joyfully, if it affects us positively, that becomes punya and it will give us a good result. If whatever karma we are doing, it becomes pap or sinful or it hurt inside us, if it hurts, that means it's a bad karma and the result will be bad. I think we discussed this some time back, that we cannot clearly say that a karma done is right or wrong. Right? There are many different factors. But what decides is our Antahkarana, what we feel within. If doing something gives us joy, pleasure, and there is no degree of any remorse or sorrow, that means it's a good karma and it will give us good result. But outer world, society, family, or the fabric of society, or law, or country will or can say otherwise. And the center, the navel, the core is moha, meaning our asakti, our attachment. If we are attached, that is the root cause of the whole creation. Ultimately, it boils down to that. And that's why I think we just discussed that Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, never be attached to a place, country, and person. Do your kartavya, nothing else, and offer everything to me. Because that is the root of everything, the whole creation. Ultimately boils down to that. Once we are detached, there is no creation. That means we are back to the source. And that is the ultimate goal of any yoga marga, whether you call it dhyana, samadhi, bhakti, kriya, meaning hatha yoga. Ultimately, in the end state, the attachment dissolves. Once attachment is dissolved, it is the end of the world. Meaning the world will remain, but you are not attached. You walk path like lotus in the water. Nothing matters then. You are free from it. You are free from these clutches of Maya. It can be said that once that asakti is gone, that attachment is gone, whatever remains is just the kartavya karma. Meaning the body still remains, the mind still remains. So whatever they do, just watch, observe, and offer everything to Sri Krishna. Because then there is no attachment. We cannot think of it, right? Because for us, attachment to family, attachment to what we do, our career, attachment to even knowledge. We are listening to or studying Upanishad, but that is also attachment. We are following Sanatana Dharma, but that is also attachment, that I am following this, I have to follow this. So all these are different attachments. How good they are, ultimately they also need to be shared off. But sattvic attachment is good. It will take us to the end goal. The path will be smooth. The path will be clear if we have sattvic attachment. But ultimately that also has to be gone in the ultimate state. And that is nirvana or mukti or moksha, whatever you want to call it. Because if you keep in your mind that whatever I am doing is for mukti, that is attachment. Even though it is sattvic, it will take us to the end goal. But that is also attachment, that is also moha. Even there is no iota of that moha, that I want mukti or moksha, then only mukti happens. Till then, there is no mukti.
The papa and punya, it's only about how it makes you feel.
Exactly.
But then how are we such a good judge to?
No, there is a judge for every action within us. But do we have connection to that? Right? We don't have connection to that. So we need to go by what society says, what country says, rule of the country says, what your family says. If you have connection to your Antahkarana, then you don't have to ask anybody else. Even though whatever you do can go against the law, right? Then you will be put into jail. But your Antahkarana will be still happy. You will not feel anything. Take example of Tulsidas. When Akbar wanted to see some miracle from him, he chained him, meaning his soldiers. Tulsidas was brought into his court. he was mocked, he was stressed. Akbar got angry, show me this, that, you are such a big saint and all that. But Tulsidas was happy, whatever he was doing. Then he just started chanting Hanuman Chalisa, nothing else. He was happy. Even though he was chained, he was put into jail, nothing mattered. Because his Antahkarana was happy. That means whatever he was doing was not bad. But for Akbar or for the court or for the rule, he was against the will of king. That means he committed crime. And the story goes by this. So Tulsidas ji started chanting Hanuman Chalisa, and all of a sudden all the monkeys appeared in the court. They created havoc in that court. Everybody was frightened. Then Akbar bowed down, said, what better miracle than this? So there are many such examples. Even Mirabai, right? She was so much devoted to Sri Krishna. मेरो तो गिरधर गोपाल ना दूसरो ना कोई. Not even her husband, not even her relatives, nobody mattered. So they got angry. His husband was supportive, but he did not leave. So husband's younger brother, he was very furious with Mirabai. That how can she do that? She is committing crime. She is a widow and she is talking about devotion to Sri Krishna and nothing else and all that. So she was thrown into many different tests. She was given poison, she was disbanded. So all those things happened in her life. But for her, nothing mattered. She was devoted. And her Antahkarana was telling she is on the right path. She was doing good. So nothing else mattered.
Antahkarana is conscience.
Conscience, yes.
So in all we have been discussing the Atma, which is shielded by the Triguna,
Yes.
Maya and all that. But then what's the entity of conscience in this? Is there
So think of it like this. There is Maya that covers Atma. Atma is free from everything, right? Atma doesn't care whether it needs to give you any direction or not. Doesn't matter. For Atma, it's just observer. It doesn't participate. But the next stage, which is Jiva, which is covered with Maya, Trigunatmika. So let's say to begin with, we have more tamas. So our conscience is covered, dark, does not have light, does not have good intentions. That means we do not have connection with our Antahkarana. Meaning that sheath, that jiva, we do not have access to that. It's all dark. Slowly in your path of sadhana, you shed off more tamas, becomes little rajas, more rajas. Then you see something else is happening within you. Your intellect becomes clear, your path becomes clear, what you want to achieve, what you want to do in your life, that becomes like a knowledge. You keep working on your sadhana. Even rajas will shed off. What will remain is Shuddh, Sattvic, Antahkarana, meaning Sattvic Maya. There is still attachment, but it will guide you 100% in right direction. And in that state, whatever karma you do, if that Antahkarana says you, yes, this is good, it is good. This is bad, that means it is bad. So that last stage, when we still have attachment, we still have Maya, we still have access to this world. But now we are about to cross and go into a different world or different state. So that last stage, all the great saints and rishis, they experience this. Even good people. There are many good people still today. So they have more, or they have greater degree of sattva in their Maya Shit, Maya Avran. And so, very good example, Duryodhana in Mahabharata. Sri Krishna taught him everything. in that Sandhi Parva, that this is going to happen, you'll get killed, you are about to fight against Pandavas, glory of Arjuna, how can you survive and all that. And about that, if you fight, these are the consequences. Then Duryodhan says, Janami me dharmam na cha palayanti. I know dharma, but I cannot put into action. That means he is covered with more tamas. He still has some rajas. That's why he could say that. That janami me dharma. I know dharma. But there are many people. If you ask Hitler, what was his dharma? To kill all the Jews. Even though it was a bad, heinous act, for him, that was his dharma. But it was a tamasic dharma. He even did not think that this is dharma or adharma. For him, whatever he was doing is perfect, and he was following that.
So then it becomes punya for him? Not
No.
papa? Because he
Because
feels
it-
good about what he's doing.
Right. But it's because of tamasic Antahkarana. He did not have access to the real Antahkarana. Tamas is just Agnan, Anthakar, darkness. That means he is not in access with Antahkarana at all. He was directed by his mind, his whim, his will, nothing else.
So
There
not
was no
just about-
connection.
So not just about what makes you feel good, because that was making him feel good.
Right.
But it's what makes you feel good, which should be according to your conscience, if you had connection with your conscience.
Yes, yes, yes. If you don't have that connection, if you know something beyond mind, that means you have connection. If you know, if you don't experience anything beyond mind, that means you do not have access to that. That means you are bound to follow family, social, and country rules, or wherever you are. Because you are governed by mind, right? If your mind feels good, does not mean your Antahkarana feels good, because you don't know. So, and that's why everything said here or written here must be taken with a pinch of salt. We cannot just literally take it. And that's why Guru is important, right? That's why we say Guru is important. Because all such questions, well, I am not Guru, right? But once you start experiencing, you know what is right and what is wrong.
So there can be
So-
multiple gurus, right? Just multiple gurus are possible, right? It's just,
No, Guru is only one.
it's only one.
It is said ahetuki bhakti, anirvachaniya bhakti, or a bhakti that is like a pativrata stri. These are the words used in our shastras. Once you found a guru, or once guru found you, either way, once you taste by various means, and then you start feeling, right? You invoke some feeling that now this is it. After that, there is no more guru required. There is no more guru. If you do that, that means you are not worthy of having a guru. What is the meaning of having a guru, right? Why we want to have a guru? Because we want to have a Brahma Gnan. Because we want to experience Brahma. We want to experience Paramatma. You devote yourself to a guru. If that guru, whatever guru says, if you don't follow, guru knows, right? If he is enlightened person, he would know. And he would deny, I cannot take you as a disciple or shishya. That is also possible if guru is enlightened. Unless and until you find the final goal, unless and until you reach Brahma through guru, if you change your guru, that means you are not worthy of having guru. Then you are taking that guru as just acharya. Acharya is who would give you some knowledge. You take it and you move on. Like our school, there are different teachers for different subjects: mathematics, science, English. You learn English from one guru, not guru, acharya, and move on. Go to a different acharya, learn science, and move on. But those acharyas will not give you the final degree. They are part of the final degree. The final degree comes from, it's a bad example, but final degree comes from university. So guru is like university. Guru will decide whether you are worthy of having a degree or not, based upon whatever you did so far.
But do they have to be in person? You have to be like have a direct interaction with Guru.
Doesn't matter. Guru may or may not have body. But if Guru does not have body, how do you know that Guru has accepted you?
Yeah.
Right? Maybe in dream. Maybe you do dhyana every day. In your dhyan, if Guru appears and directs you, that is also possible if Guru does not have body. Once you get this experience, then that is the Guru for you.
But you need to have some kind of connection, whether through dream or
Yes.
in person. You have to have a direct
Yes,
word
yes.
with the Guru. Then only you can say that you have
Correct.
a Guru.
Correct. Till then, you can consider Sri Krishna is your Guru and ask, Guru Nam Guru Jagat Guru, show me path. Or ask Hanumanji, he is also Guru Charan Saroja Rajani Jaman Mukuru Sudhari. You are my Guru, show me the real path. Then they can put you on right Guru, on the path to right Guru. Because they have that capability.
You cannot learn that Ekalavya.
But he had
Even-
like you still
In his mind, he was
Dronacharya.
worshipping, but the Dronacharya did not yet accept him, quote unquote.
Right. But there is still a story, right? That story has many different ayams, many different hidden layers. It was said that Guru Drona did not accept him because he was teaching to Kauravas and Pandavas. He was Rajya Guru for them. But before that, he taught him when he was in a different kingdom, different state.
Oh.
So there are many different layers to that.
But he takes the Guru Dakshina, right? He took his
And-
house, so that's a story that he said you give
Right.
me.
And that's why I said that we just hear that story, right?
Yeah.
But we do not, or we are not taught, or we are not told that in different state, Eklavya was learning from him. He
The
was
same-
his real guru.
Okay. The same. I thought he was just observing
But
Dronacharya teaching the Pandavas and
Right.
doing it on his own while
Yeah, I
worshipping.
thought the same too.
So Dronacharya, once he accepted to be Rajya Guru, not Rajya Guru, Rajya Guru was still Krupacharya, but he accepted to be Acharya of those Rajkumaras, then he cannot teach to anybody else. But till then, he was still an Acharya in different states before coming to Hastinapur. Right? He was teaching to others, and Eklavya was also part of that. After Guru Dron went to Hastinapur, his connection, Eklavya's connection to him was lost. So then he put his murti and continued his journey. So Mahabharata original version, Jai, it had only 10,000 shlokas. But the Mahabharata we read today, it has more than 100,000. So many different things added. So Eklavya, there is a story about Markandeya Rishi. Right? We all know Markandeya Rishi is one of the Chiranjeevinis. But he was born in a universe that was previous to this universe. When he was born, his father was told by Jyotishi that he would not live more than 12 years. So he was taught to worship Shiva. So he used to do Mahamrutyunjaya jap every day. And whenever Yamadutas came, he just embraced Shivalinga. and Shiva protected him. That means Shiva was his guru and showed him the path. Was Shiva direct guru? No. But maybe through his father he might have got this Mahamrityunjaya japa. His father might be his guru, and he might have that path to Shiva, leading to Shiva, and that's how he became immortal. Even Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is one of the avatars. Vishnu himself, Narayan himself. But he had to go to Sandipani Rishi's ashram and learn all that. Sri Ramchandra also had to go to Vasishtha ashram, Vishwamitra ashram, and had to learn. In Sandipani Rishi's ashram, whatever Sri Krishna learned, we don't have much information, but Vasishtha Rishi to Sri Ramachandra, a very good book, Yoga Vasishtha. So that is Brahma Gnan, right? So the Guru was giving him Brahma Gnan. So
Just to finish, then what was the reason why he asked for the thumb for Ekalavya then? Wasn't it to not have him be a threat to
Arjuna.
supremacy? The same.
Right. Because now his affiliation was to the Hastinapur, that kingdom. So he want no enemy, no competitor, right, outside Hastinapur. And that's why he got thumb of Eklavya.
Hastinapur or Arjun in specific?
Especially Arjuna. Because he was the dearest disciple, Shishya. But his affiliation was to Hastinapur. More than Arjuna.
But
Because he fought against Arjuna, right, in the Mahabharata Yuddha.
But that was after this fact. Until then, he was not an enemy of Hastinapur. He could have been a weapon of Hastinapur too.
Eklavya?
Yeah.
No, he was from a different state, different kingdom.
So he
Right.
had to fight for that.
Correct. I mean, we are talking about people of
Many.
Dwapar Yuga, right? They were not like us. We could go anywhere, but they were principled people. So even they wouldn't fight if there is sunset. But today we fight only in dark. So yeah. But to your question, there is a very good story just 100 years ago, or some 100 plus years ago, when Swami Vivekananda was here in America giving lectures at many different places. Then one gentleman went to him and said, "I think you are my guru. I want to devote myself to you." Swami Vivekananda had many disciples in Western world. But for this gentleman, he clearly said, "Your guru is coming in 10-15 years. I am not your guru." So that person, Swami Vivekananda lived maybe 3-4 years after this incident. Then this gentleman had a vision of a person who was not Swami Vivekananda but was coming from Bharat. So after that dream, maybe after 10 years or so, Paramahansa Yogananda came to United States. This gentleman saw him and said, "You are my guru." And he went, met Paramahansa Yogananda. Yogananda said, "Yes, you are my Shishya." And then that gentleman told him this story. And it is written in biography of Paramahansa Yogananda. Yes. That means a true guru, right? Guru is enlightened. They do not have any agenda. They are selfless personalities. So for them, the Guru Tattva is one and same. But it comes via different gurus. So depending upon our bond, depending upon our previous sadhana, depending upon our previous bonds, our guru could be anyone. We know 10 avatars, but there are 24 avatars mentioned in Puranas. One of them is Kapil Muni. who gave us Sankhya Darshan philosophy. His mother, he was guru of his mother. So this is also possible. So, but guru, if we get guru in our life, that is the biggest achievement of human life, I would say. And if you don't have guru, you feel that some person, say Sadguru, right? Sadguru has many disciples, but people just follow his teachings, or people devote their lives to him, right? That is a different thing. There are maybe 4.5 million people following inner engineering, but Sadguru, as a guru, might be guru to some very core people. Similarly, there are many big names. They have many people following them, but they are just followers. They are not guru shishya bond. So, say you like Sadguru, you like his teaching, you follow whatever he says or whatever he teaches. So, for that matter, he is Acharya, he is guiding you. Follow that. And then just question him directly or indirectly in your mind when you do sadhana, that show me the path, show me Guru. If not a person, as I said, Hanuman, Veer Hanuman, or Sri Krishna, whoever you can, just ask and your Guru will be there. But remember, Guru verifies if Shishya is worthy or not. Similarly, Shishya also has to verify whether Guru is worthy or not. Right? Swami Vivekananda, when he was Narendranath, very energetic, he did not believe in God. He was Nirishwarvadi. Even though he used to do dhyana, he did not accept God. Somebody said, talk to this fellow, Ramakrishna Paramahansa. First time he met him, and Ramakrishna knew that this is the one, and he put his right toe of the right leg on his chest. Very first meeting, and Swami Vivekananda had that experience. He frightened. Oh, take it back, I am frightened. But then he devoted his life, that you are my Guru. Talking about Antahkarana. So Brahmavidu, the Brahmavid, the enlightened person, knows Brahma in his or her Antahkarana. Meaning, even the Sattvic Maya Avram, beyond that there is light. That is the first step. When that first step is achieved, that is Atma Sakshatkar. And from Atma Sakshatkar, if we keep working, then within Antahkarana, the Brahma is known. Because Brahma is not something up or down, it's within. And one more sadhana mentioned here is Omkar sadhana. So if you can't have Guru, if you don't know anything, just follow Omkar. But just one caveat is, you'll start detaching from everything once you do that. So make Omkar as your tool and do dhyana. And then start doing dharana. Dharana means assumption that within you there is Paramatma, within you there is Brahma. Do this dharana, and ultimately that becomes dhrud, firm, and you will know what the reality is. We all know the Savitri or Gayatri mantra. It is mentioned here that Savita, the for us, Surya Dev is Savita. And for this galaxy, the Akashganga, the Vishnu Nabhi is Savita, meaning it is the source of everything. And that source connects our mind and intellect with Paramatma. Now, it is said that universal mind of Savita Dev, who has created this, that Deva knows mind of everything. It's connected to the mind of everything. So everything is connected to him or her. So Savitru Dev, we are connected, even though we are not aware. So whatever actions we do, many a times we have heard stories or like this. That is, somebody is watching, you behave well. But if somebody is not watching, there is God within you is watching. So behave well even in that condition. And it is clearly said that Savita Deva knows the thoughts, knows the minds of everything.
And for the Savita Dev is Surya?
Yes. In the context of Surya Mandal, the solar system, in the context of galaxy is the Vishnu Nabhi, the central Sagittarius A, the Mula Nakshatra. There is a very nice prayer here. Yujevam Brahma Purvyam Namobhir Vishloka Etu Patyeva Suraha Shunvantu Vishve Amrutasya Putra Aye Dhamani Divyani Tasthuhu. O mind and intellect, your owner and the cause of everything, Brahma, Paramatma, I bound to that Paramatma with namaskara. My shloka, my stuti, my prayer, like the name or the fame of a learned person, be one with everything. Meaning whatever I pray becomes universal. And Amrutasya Putra. So we are the Ansha, or we are the Putra of that Amruta, Avinashi Paramatma. Similar to Bhagavad Gita, it is said that whoever does sadhana of Paramatma, takes refuge in Paramatma, their karma, whether punya or pap, they do not create bondages. So the central point here is Omkar and sadhana of that. And here some process is mentioned. Say, if sadhana is started, first there is a water particle like experience. You feel like watery particles. Then smoke, then sun, then air, then those firebugs, then electricity, then some gemstones, then moon. So all these solidifies and appears in the sadhana. So these are different experiences they are talking about. There is also one more prayer here. Yo Devo Agno, Yo Apsu, Yo Vishwam, Bhuvanam Avivesha, Ya Oshadishu, Yo Vanaspatishu, Tasmai Devaya Namo Namah. That Paramatma who is in fire, who is in water, who is everywhere, who is in Aushadhi, meaning all the vegetables, all the plants, and in Vanaspati, meaning the Somaras or Soma, I am doing namaskar to that Paramatma. So Paramatma is everywhere. Now, according to Rigveda Purusha Sukta, whatever is mentioned, it is also repeated here. Like Sahasra Shirsha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. That Param Purush, Paramatma, he has thousands of heads, thousands of eyes, thousands of legs, and who is kind of carrying everything, and still Paramatma is 10 fingers above the whole world. He has legs everywhere, he has hands everywhere, he has eyes everywhere. He is even smaller than the atoms, subtler than the subtles, greater than the greatest. He is the Atma of everything. He is within the Hridaya Guha. Who is female, who is male, who is daughter, who is son, who is stick, who is in various different forms. You are all that. Sun, air, moon, Venus, all the nakshatras, meaning all the constellations, stars, everything is you. And there are two birds living within the herd. One who is Jivatma, who enjoys all this. The other is Paramatma, who just observes. Again, this all is summarized in Bhagavad Gita. Rucho akshare parame vyoman yasmin deva. Who lives in that Akshar Param Dham, who cannot be destroyed, who cannot be dissolved, and who is expressed via Rucha of Vedas. So all these are Paramatma. Rudra, Brahma, Vishnu, all the yajnas, everything is Paramatma. And who is above everything, who is above Vidya and Avidya. Vidya meaning knowledge of Brahma, and Avidya meaning whatever we do in our worldly life. He is above all these. He is Ananta, eternal, Avinashi, cannot be destroyed, or even above that. And Bhagavad Gita has a word for that, Purushottama. And again, that Atma is not female, not Purush, not neuter. Whatever body it takes becomes that. You can call it Sakar, Nirakar, dwelling in various lokas, but everything is just Maya. Paramatma is above everything. For the Guru, what is mentioned here is Yasya Deve Para Bhaktir Yatha Deve Tatha Guru. The bhakti a Shishya has in Paramatma, the same bhakti you need to have in your Guru. And that is the last sloka. So Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.